we are live.
Yay!
Happy Monday, everybody.
Hi, guys.
We are live from inside the gym.
Yes. I'm like, let me get closer.
I know. So normally we do it inside.
We
We do our show inside, where it's a little bit quieter. And I know it's echoey in here, but we just finished our morning Zoom workout. We have transitioned into...
out there too.
I know.
Those trucks.
It's all right. It's a try.
It's fine.
We're going to try this.
Yeah, we're going to try this new setting.
So if you are listening on iTunes or Spotify or something, that was a truck.
I wonder if it's more echoey in here than it is in the office, because in the office it's echoey too.
Yeah, but we'll see. Either way,
Figure it out.
we've transitioned the gym workouts into online workouts.
For now.
And until, and we have actually had a really good amount of participation.
Yeah.
So it is awesome to see all our members joining our online workouts. They are not random workouts. I do, or actually she taught one the other day. We have taken people through workouts just like we would here at the gym. So
they're programmed, they're live.
They're programmed, they're live, and I can see everybody. So if
you call them out?
I call them out. I call you out like if you were here. So that's how we roll.
Yes.
I am missing a haircut. I cannot wait for the barbershop to open.
You and I both.
So,
at the barbershop.
But anyway, we have not been on in a while. And I think that one of the reasons that we didn't go on is because we did that first week every single day. And then by the time Monday rolled around, even though we had a pretty eventful weekend, it was like, all right, so we can either stop what we're doing and go on and do this live show and kind of be stuck, or we could just wait a little bit and then kind of like build up some more stuff.
You would think too that like because of all these changes that we have nothing to do. It's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, oh, we have all this time, and it's like we're almost just as busy as we were before.
We've been going back and forth.
So,
we are lucky in the sense that even though our gym is not open to the public, it is open to us. So we come in and
this is our second home.
And we spend a good portion of the day here either working or
working out
or
waiting for Amazon deliveries.
Or doing our workouts from here. It almost feels like we've done them from home a few times.
The Zoom workouts,
the Zoom workouts, yeah.
Hi, Lisette.
But it almost feels better to teach the classes when we're here.
Yeah, it feels more real.
Yeah.
Right?
So we've been driving to the gym for our 10 and 6 o'clock. Most days. And trying to make sure that we teach the classes here. So we've been on the go. And with on the go, a bunch of other things come up. We have errands to run and things to do. And these daily transitions have been super strange because you have to stay up to date. We didn't know that you had to wear a mask in public until... I think they signed the order like in the middle of the day or in the middle
end of the day.
End of the day.
And then starting tomorrow.
Right, it was Friday. We were in Pinecrest on Friday.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, you got to wear a mask if you're going to come inside. I was like, fudge popsicles.
Lisette says, can't wait to get back into the gym with you. The Zoom workouts are awesome.
That's awesome.
Yes,
So,
we can't wait either.
What have we been up to the last week? Number one thing that everyone's been doing, we watched Tiger King.
That is not what I thought you were going to say, by the way.
I know.
I want to know, for anyone who's going to watch, who's seen Tiger King?
We are not going to spend too much time on it. But we did watch it.
We've already spent 7 episodes too long on it.
Well, it was trending. Everybody was talking about it. And what we
wanted
did
to
is
see what the
we wanted to
fuss
see
was
what the
all
fuss was about. So we saw one episode, and we were like, oh, man, are we...
I was like
weird.
that. You wanted to keep watching.
Well, because I wanted to see where it went.
Yeah,
I needed some closure.
I was done. I was like, this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
It was interesting, and it's very interesting to see what's going on out there.
Yeah, there's a whole world of shit.
Let me tell you.
Hi, Richard. We're talking about Tiger King.
Tiger King. It's scary. I mean, you think that being outside wearing masks is scary? That stuff is weird.
That is a whole other thing.
Anyway, so we did that, and then we were one episode in, and then we talked to a couple people, And they were like, you gotta watch it. It gets crazy.
You gotta keep watching. And I'm like,
so then we saw two more episodes, and we just needed a break. It's just a lot to take in.
It's intense.
It's a lot to take in.
Shit gets crazy. I'm like,
right.
who are these people?
But yeah, like, you know.
Ugh.
Anyway, to each his own.
Have you guys seen Tiger King?
To each his own, all right? Zero judgment. People do what they're going to do. And, you know, that's not...
I have lots of judgment.
Yeah.
I started yesterday, and you're right. This shit was crazy. Yeah,
it's
it took us like 2 or 3 days to finish, because we're like, we started, might as well finish.
It's a lot to absorb.
It's a whole other breed of people, is all I'm going to say.
It's a whole other breed. And it's weird that it's so close to home.
It's like in Florida a lot.
Carol lives in Tampa.
Yeah, Carol.
We even discussed taking a road trip out there. I did. I said we should take a road trip out there.
By the way, if you're okay, first of all, if you're not on TikTok, you need to get on TikTok, okay? Because it is the most entertaining thing ever created.
So that's the other thing she's done.
TikTok is magic. First of all, we've been judging Brie for like a year.
We have.
Because she doesn't get off TikTok. And we went on because they had made videos, and it is so amazing because it's nothing but creative, entertaining things, and they're quick. So like I was telling him, unlike Instagram or Facebook where you see people's drama or it's like you know the people, these are random people and all they're doing is either dancing or doing pranks. It's so funny. And it's especially funny for people our age because it's like a thing now, like people over 30 and over 40 on TikTok. But if you go on TikTok, even if you're not gonna like make TikToks just to watch, that's great. But the amount of people who have fucking tigers, it's insane.
It's incredible.
How did that many people? I didn't even know you could have tigers outside of a zoo.
Well, if you watch the show, I won't tell you how much it costs, but it's very reasonable to purchase a tiger. Purchasing a tiger is not that hard.
It's not that hard, and it's what the hell? Like I can't even. I don't even like roaches. I don't even like roaches. I know I went to TikTok, but I was circling back around to the tiger stuff.
I like that.
Thank you. I know I'm very like ADD with my thoughts. I'm all over the place. But a lot of people. So download TikTok. And watch Tiger King.
There are a lot of
tiger-owning people.
Tiger owners.
It makes no sense.
But either way, so we did that weekend, and then. It's been so interesting that as things unravel, 2000. Yeah, I mean.
Insane. As things unravel,
things continue to change. And right now there's so much uncertainty that we just decided that, you know, instead of worrying about what's coming next or how long this is going to be, it's like, well, you know, just got to go.
Do the best you can.
You just got to keep going. So we have tried to maintain a lot of normalcy. We did. We binged a little bit over the weekend, and then we just went about our normal day. But with that, one of the things that we realized over the weekend is, or at least one of the things that I realized over the weekend is how much of our routine is built around the things that we wanted to do. And it was never built to prevent something like this from happening, because obviously you can't. But it was very cool to see, or at least to have a moment and think about how much of our routine has been built,
how much of our life
has been built around just the things that we wanted to do. And things like this tend to get in the way of external things that we want to do, but they have not gotten in the way of a lot of the internal things. Yeah. Like yesterday, you know, we had Happy Easter to everybody if you celebrate Easter, or Happy Passover if you celebrate Passover, or Happy Sunday if you celebrate
nothing. That's
Sunday. But yesterday we had our egg hunt with Junior, and since Junior was able to walk, we've been doing it here at the gym. I set up eggs all over the gym, in between the kettlebells and dumbbells and outside, and he has a blast looking for them, right? It's just him. We tried, remember that year we went to Weston?
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Like those kids are savage. And he was so little.
Hundreds of kids out there, and they would drop eggs, and those kids were like, you would think that they're giving something away of you know, great value, great value.
Well, the thing too is like we've always taught an Easter class. Like we don't, if you guys, for anyone who's been around, we don't close for anything.
You're listening.
Yes.
If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, we don't close, right? The people here don't believe in much. These people make us work.
The only time we close is if we have to go out of town, and it's usually for work.
Right.
For a seminar, for a contest.
Even this year was the first day that we had a workout on Christmas. Normally we haven't held workouts on Christmas Day.
But we do on Christmas Eve.
But what's happened over all of the holidays is that we're going to work out, right? So I remember this started maybe 8 or 9 years ago. It was
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving. It could have been longer. I had first opened the first gym, and it was Thanksgiving, and it was the first major holiday that everything was going to be closed, right? And everyone was, Thanksgiving's a big eating day, so everybody's like, oh, you're not going to have, I'm like, of course. I'm not going to have a class, but of course I'm going to work out. I'm like, I'm going to work out like at 10 or 11 o'clock. If you want to work out with me, come on down. And a bunch of people came down to work out. So I was like, oh, that was super cool. So every year on Thanksgiving, we have a Thanksgiving family style workout, which basically means everybody can come to the gym. And instead of me directing the class, I say, here's what we are all going to do. And we just all work out together, without instruction, but kind of with instruction.
And we do that for every holiday.
But then we started implementing that at every holiday. So
the only day that we don't do it is Christmas Day.
Well, this year we did.
Right, but in the past.
Yeah, in the past. So this year we said, hey, we're going to work out on Christmas. If anybody is interested, around noon, so it's not too early. We also don't want to make people feel like they had to come. So we said around noon. We always do. And we had, how many people came that day? A lot of people showed up Christmas Day to work out.
Not everyone has small kids, and sometimes the small kid part is done.
Right.
But we always do New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Yeah, we always do that.
2 on New Year's Day.
So we had our Easter Zoom workout, but we normally do have an Easter Sunday class. So it's it's hard for us sometimes to go and plan out Easter Sunday for Junior to go do an egg hunt. So we've just done it here. But where I was going is that we've built a lot of things around doing it to serve our schedule, or in the way that we want to do it, or in a way that just fits with us. And I think that translates a lot into health and fitness, right? And I didn't want to circle back to that, but we always have to talk about that on our show.
Yeah.
And what I want to say about that is that's one of the few things that you actually have control over, right? Like when you can work out, if you work out, what you can eat, what you shouldn't eat, and so on and so forth. That's something that you have control over all the time. It's a choice.
Yeah.
And having flexibility is a really comfortable way to make sure that you have the opportunity to have fun and indulge with some of the things that you want, like on a holiday, and still have the ability to bounce back and get on plan or on course with whatever end goal you have or outcome you have, without compromising holidays. The girls had a photo shoot. That was another thing that happened. Talk about that for a minute. So the federation where the girls compete, Lais and Bree, and our team Forever, shout out Team Forever.
Yes.
The federation where they compete, just like all the other federations, postponed the first show of the year, which should have been April 4th, last weekend. And as one of the coaches that is a part of that federation, there was a meeting, that we were a part of. And what they decided to do is to host a virtual show, but not a virtual show like all the other onstage competitions. It was more to have everybody have something to look forward to, a creative outlet, an opportunity to showcase what they've been working toward, and for fun, right?
Yeah.
So our team has been and is getting ready for the shows in Orlando in June, middle of June or end of June. And so none of our girls were ready, but a lot of them decided to do it, including Lais and Bree and
Cora. Shout out to Cora.
And so we decided to take those 2 weeks, which was one of the reasons that we didn't do the show, because once you go into prep, it's like
tunnel vision
and zero distractions. So we decided to take the girls into a 2-week prep and kind of readjust their food and training a little bit so that they could be ready for the show this weekend. And we shared all of that on
social media,
Instagram and Facebook and stuff. But it was really cool to have that little short-term goal in between all of this madness and all this craziness.
It was something to work toward, for sure.
And it was really cool to have the end result be as good as it turned out, and then have a celebration at the end, which is typically what we would do after a
Yeah,
show. You know, we
for
go to a
sure.
show, everybody diets for weeks. We go out to dinner that night. We didn't go out to
cheat
dinner,
meal.
but you know, we had a great cheat meal.
Made it.
And again, that goes back to having the flexibility to be really focused with a goal, and then have the flexibility to celebrate that goal.
Yeah, for sure.
And then bounce back on track. You know, and that's where I've been going with this whole thing. It's like, you know, you have the ability to control certain things, and the truth is that of the things that you can control, fitness is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Whatever ability to control your fitness you have, and your food choices are another, if possible. You know,
Yeah.
if you have the ability to control that, you can.
And you can achieve some really, really incredible results with a lot of balance. And actually, the book I'm reading right now talks about how balance is not a thing. That if you want like an extraordinary result in any area of your life, that it has to be out of balance, right?
You know, it's funny. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I saw Tim Grover.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's personal trainer. Shout out Michael Jordan. You know where I stand.
I'm sure he's watching.
Michael, if you're watching.
Oh my God! I
But
can't.
he posted that over the weekend. He said, there is no balance if you want to get a PhD. There is no balance if you're an Olympic gold medalist athlete.
Mm-hmm.
There is no balance when you want to excel at anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so trying to get that 50-50, you just got to really put the goal in perspective, which again was why we weren't able to come on
Right.
for the last 2 weeks.
But where I was going with it is, hi Jen, the off balance experience isn't eternal. You can be off balance to try to achieve something, whether it's work or whether it's physique or whatever it is, for a certain amount of time. Once you achieve that, I know that people always want to keep going and it's a thing, but you can have more balance or more normalcy. So like for those 2 weeks that we were dieting down for this, or if it's a traditional show, you're dieting for 12 or whatever the case is, yeah, maybe there's sacrifice and there's a lack of balance for that amount of time. But then once you achieve that goal, you don't want to let it go, but then you can go back to keeping your results and having even more balance.
Not to circle back, but let's circle back because Jen just came on, but there is no balance in Tiger King, right? They're pretty obsessed with the one
Lord.
thing, you know, lack of balance,
Yeah.
you know, obsession.
Yeah.
That could lead you down the wrong path too.
Yeah. But it can all still be achieved with some balance, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that the biggest lesson is the long-term consistency. When you are consistent for a really long time, you do give yourself the opportunity to bounce right back. And
Yeah.
again, if you were an Olympic caliber athlete that trains year round, you do have a block of time where you are training really, really hard for the Olympics. But if you're training year round, it's a lot easier to get back into that mode or to get back into that kind of shape if you've been consistent for a longer period of time.
Totally. I agree with that.
So that's why we've been gone for 2 weeks, focus. And then we took the weekend to kind of rebalance, had a great cheat meal on Saturday, bounced right back. And here it is, Monday, new week, new goals. And now what we've decided to do is take the data that we got from the last 2 weeks and apply them into two more 2-week mini cycles for both the girls at home. And then that's going to lead into a May photo shoot, which is about a month from now, right?
Yeah, May 16th.
May 16th. Well, today's the 13th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So two-week mini cycles that the girls are going to go through, and
I'm
that's going to be
excited
great.
to rinse and repeat because we
Right.
got great results this week.
And again, that goes back to something that we can control. The May photo shoot has been set since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But even if it wasn't, it's a goal that they could have decided to do right now. And it's within the control, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I was going when I started this rant. We just a long time ago decided that we wanted to make sure that a lot of the things that we did were inside of our control, and that brings us happiness, you know, and
peace.
and peace. And during something like this that was outside of our control or not in our control, is that Amazon?
No,
Oh, we're waiting for an Amazon delivery.
a few.
A few. That's why we are at the gym still. But when you can't control something external like this pandemic, it really hasn't disrupted too much of our day-to-day stuff.
No.
And that brings us a lot of peace.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very little's changed. Like, we talk about this all the time. Other than not being able to eat at a restaurant, I mean, you can still pick up food a lot of places, but we love the experience of
We like going out to eat and
going to sit somewhere and talking.
That's our jam.
Whatever. Yeah, like that's our favorite thing to do outside of working and working out, like outside of this environment, is going to sit and eat.
Last night I was watching Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
I went to sleep. I fucking hate watching that show.
And
it makes me so hungry.
It was a comfort food episode, and I am going to show it to her later. Because
totally not watching
there are some amazing places to go eat.
Does that, but I can't go eat at any of them.
She can, she just has to wait.
I don't want to wait.
So, anyway, that's what we've been doing. That's where we're in. And now moving forward, that's what we're going to do. So we have two-week mini cycles. We have a 4-week goal. And no matter what happens, that is under our control. And that's what we're going to be working toward no matter what. And
after that, we have another 4 weeks
before the show. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Show and photo shoot.
Another show and photo shoot. Well, another photo shoot and show. And hopefully, by then, things have...
I guess hopefully this week is another new week of
stuff.
News.
So we're excited for what's to come. We're excited to get back on. We will be doing more lives. I don't know if we're going to commit to doing them every single day, but we are going to commit to doing more.
Yes.
I think that we committed to doing them every single day that first week where everything went upside down.
Yeah, because there's a lot to talk about.
And then we also
thought we were going to be bored.
Right. We also committed to doing them at a certain time, which never really works for us.
Yeah.
Back to the flexibility of eating, we have flexibility in schedule where...
And we like that.
And we like that. And a lot of times it's being flexible enough to say, hey, this is supposed to be done at this time, but this came up, we'll move it later. And sometimes that's good and sometimes it's bad. Listen, we miss out on a lot of other things because of that. But for the most part, it does work out for us.
Yeah.
So the flexibility in schedule allows us to do the show now, which normally we honestly didn't have the plan for now. But it allows us
spur of the moment.
It allows us to do it now, and it will allow us to do it a couple more times during the week. But we are going to talk about some other things because the idea about the show. Any way to add another workout class? 10 to 7. 10 to 7, Richard. What's going on with that? Another of the reasons that we decided to do the show is so that we could talk about more of the things that are not fitness related because we talk about it so often. So we will be back on talking about some more of those other things, and I just don't know when that'll be, but it'll be soon.
Yes.
How about that? How about we leave it with that? It'll be soon.
Yes, I like that.
Cool. Anything else?
No, just to answer Richard, I think we're going to see...
I will tell you this, Richard. One of the things that
we've just cutting me off all day today.
Sorry. But I will tell you this. One of the things that we've gotten out of this is, like she said, the only time we ever close the gym is if we have to go somewhere. Like, for example, if there's a show in Orlando or in California or something, we normally have to close the gym because both of us leave. But we have discovered through Zoom that we will never have to close again. Because even if both of us have to go somewhere for a work thing, or even if we decide to take the weekend off, we can open up the laptop and we can deliver a workout from anywhere we are. And that has been awesome. Go.
No, that's it.
That's it.
Have a great day, you guys. We will be back.
Peace out, everybody.